Okay, I'm better now. God's teacher cannot be satisfied. That's the Holy Spirit, your loving mind, your inner teacher, cannot be satisfied with its teaching until learning to have no cares, no worries, and no anxieties constitutes all your learning. You're going to have guidance until you have learned how to have no cares, no worries, and no anxieties. Your higher self, your inner self, your divine self will not be satisfied with you until the only thing you're learning is how to have no cares, no worries, and no anxieties. And that means the part of you that loves you, your inner guide, has not fulfilled his teaching, her teaching, its teaching function until you have become such a consistent learner that you learn only of God. Yeah. When you become a consistent learner, that means you only learn from love. No more are you going to learn from guilt. You're through learning from fear. You're through learning from attack. You're through learning from insecurity. You're through learning from jealousy. You can learn through all those things, but when your teacher, your inner teacher, has really done its job with you, the only thing that you're going to want to do is learn from the part of you that is God, the part of you that loves you, the part of you that's divine. That's going to be the only part of you that you're going to want to listen to when the Holy Spirit in you has done the job that it is supposed to do. If love really does its job, you won't learn through fear and attack no more. You won't let nobody going off on you be the way you want to learn.
Right. Cool.
It says, when this has happened, when what has happened? When I'm so smart now that I only listen to the voice for God inside of me. I'm so smart now, I just listen to the truth inside of me. When I finally got smart enough just to listen to my guidance, the Course in Miracles says, you no longer need a teacher. You won't need a teacher anymore, and you won't even need time anymore. That you won't need no more time. So what people don't understand is 2012 does not represent the end of the world. It means the end of time. That's why it stopped. They saw time was a fluke. It wasn't real. We are all eternal. There is no such thing as time. So why keep a calendar when you know you're eternal?
Mm-hmm.
That makes so much sense to me. Much more sense than the whole world's got to come to an end. Just because you hate your life, don't be forecasting doom for me. All those doomsday people. It's like, you want everything that I don't personally want to be here without turbulence that flush.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to be left with this chaos and all of it goes and all the infrastructure, electricity, power, everything that we know to make. I just assume, hey, it's just a body.
Take it. Right.
Hey, you can have the body. I'm gone. I'm out of here. I got other things I need to do. I don't need to rebuild the world.
Right.
Besides, the people who believe in the world of love, they're going to go into that reality, because any reality that you can think of exists simultaneously in this moment. The you that never got married exists as well as the you that got married. The you that, whatever it is you imagine you ever want to do and you ever have wanted to do in your life, there's some you in another reality that is experiencing exactly what it was you dreamed of. It's called probable realities, simultaneous dreams. This is just one version of who you could be that's sitting in the chair. There are other versions of what you could be that's sitting in other chairs, in other places. This is the you decided to manifest out of all the yous you could have created. This is the one you decided on. How do you feel about it?
I love it.
Are you okay with it, or are you saying, my God, I couldn't do better than this? I do both of them. Sometimes I'm like, oh man, I'm so blessed to be in this reality. It's the best thing. And then the other times I'm going, get me out of here. Please, God, if you exist, take me now. Anybody else know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you be going like, God must be cruel. if there is one. He's sadistic, she's sadistic, it's sadistic. I'm going to be politically correct, incorrect, I don't care. Whatever created me must be crazy if this was the best it could do.
Right.
Wouldn't it be a trip if you were created by a retarded God? You know, like the God that was in this little short bus? You know what I'm saying? And like we're the result of that God's handiwork trying to get itself together. You know? Don't lose your sense of humor. That's how you got here in the first place. Those of you now who may be a little offended. Did you hear him say retarded? That's not the word you use now. What's wrong with that boy? I tell you. You got a problem. Being controlling limits you tremendously. It takes all your energy to be controlling. I mean, all of it. I was the control freak of the universe. I felt powerless in my world, but when I came home, I was going to be the master of my domain. Yeah. So I come home and I'd be like a terror for my wife and children. You know, because everything that I felt powerless about during the day, when I came home, I was going to get my power back by the control I had of my domicile.
Yeah.
And I was a little petty tyrant. And I had to have it my way. And then I could make her feel guilty enough that she'd do what I say.
Wow. That's nice to admit that.
Of course, I'm not that way anymore.
I know.
Yeah. So now I can tell you about how I used to be. But if you're really that way, you can't fess up. Mm-hmm. You're still that way. That's why you can't say it. You can't say you selfish as hell, because you are. Mm-hmm. But if you no longer are, you say, man, that was the most selfish thing, and sometimes I still do it now. That's how you can tell when you're beyond something. You don't have a problem admitting it. Yeah. If you can't admit it, you're still the same way. Mm-hmm. That's why I said, if you got to be right, don't say nothing. If you're willing to be wrong, talk to everybody. That's my advice today. So, the problem with controlling is that it takes all your energy, but it doesn't give you any. Being controlling doesn't give you any energy. So with my wife, I was teaching the truth and teaching the course and all of that kind of stuff, and I didn't realize at the time, even though I was saying it, that it was really for me. I was the one who was the most unforgiving person on earth. That's why the book came to me. That's why I had to teach forgiveness, because I was the one that held grievances the most. Mm-hmm. It's a trip. So I also was teaching it to my wife. My wife, we would read and do the whole thing. Now, she was equally responsible for experiencing me. I'm not playing the role of, oh, I was the horrible person, and she was just a little victim woman that was so nice that I messed over. No. She was equal collaborator in our experience. That's the way it always is. Everybody's equal collaborators. Mm-hmm. So I'll teach you, you are powerful, you are innocent, you deserve to be free, you deserve to follow your own heart, you deserve to do whatever will make you happy. So she stopped doing anything that I wanted her to do. Freaked me out. Freaked me out, because I thought I had such power. She had been so good at just, okay, surrender, all right. So I didn't realize that she was just giving me that power. I thought I really had some power over her. And so then she decided that we were teaching the Course in Miracles, New Age, Metaphysical, Spirituality. It says there's no hell, there's no sin, God is only love, you create your own reality, there's nothing you can ever do to lose that created love, and created that love forever will be a part of your life. And she decided to be a born-again Christian. So there I was, the Course in Miracles teacher, teaching everything about innocence, tolerance, open-mindedness, spirituality, like no, so it's like, there is no hell, and now my wife is telling me that I'm on the way to hell, especially because I teach a Course in Miracles. And then flipped my children over at their request also, so they also became very spiritual. They were like they became right-wing Christians. They weren't like middle of the road. They were all the way over there on the side of the field. So all of a sudden, here I am teaching unconditional love, tolerance, letting people be, give them the freedom to do what they want to be. And then my whole family says, well, we want to be born again Christians. And what you do is wrong. And people are going to go to hell if they come to your class. And I was like, I got so mad. I felt so betrayed. I went out to the garbage can one day, and there was the astrological chart I had made for her, torn into pieces. Along with all the crystals I gave her, and pyramids. That's when I knew it was over. That's when I absolutely was like, oh my God. So I was like, oh my God. So I just got so mad. I got so betrayed. I just wanted to kill her. I was so angry. I know what to do. And I just was going crazy with anger. I said, I got to get out of here because I don't want to attack. And I'm getting to that point I could lose my cool. We'd be little chopped up Purdy kids. I look like Earl's eye. I think that's his son. Okay. And then the church that she belonged to was starting to tell her how you were supposed to have sex, how you were supposed to make love, what was proper for you to wear, whether or not you could dress, you couldn't dance, she couldn't wear miniskirts. That was the last straw. I can't see my wife's legs, we getting a divorce. That's how pretty her legs was. Because we were high school sweethearts. We met when we were 14 years old. He was the preacher's daughter, and I was the wild musician with an afro so big I couldn't hold my head up. With red, blue, yellow, green striped pants with the shingle vest. Could you imagine? Could you imagine a minister with his daughter and I'm not getting the show? So again, I was studying the Course in Miracles, which is teaching me about, okay, you're responsible for what you're experiencing right now. You're the one that's choosing the feelings that you experience. Love is really freedom, so you got to free the people that you love, what they really want to do. So it's like, okay, all right, so how do I handle this? Well, I started to bless them in their path, even if it was different from mine. So instead of trying to talk my children out of the path that they had chosen on their spirituality, I told them, I think it's important for you to follow your heart and do what you think is the right thing for you to do. And then I supported my wife in doing the same thing. And she told me the reason why she had nerve enough to go back to the thing that really felt right to her was because of the classes and the conversations and the teachings that I had been sharing with her. So I, in a sense, helped her recognize her power enough to totally end the relationship that she had with me the way that it was. I really felt good about that. But it gave me the best. She gave me the best lesson. I'm not going to go further than this, except a little bit at a time. It's like it's a new fall season, so I'm going to give you a little bit of this story as it comes up relevant to what we're doing. But my point is, we chose out of the relationship. You know, we got a divorce eventually because she wanted to really fight it because the Bible said that you shouldn't get a divorce. She didn't want to fight it because she still said she was in love with me. She wanted to fight it because the Bible said you didn't get a divorce. That was tripping for my head. Yeah. And you can't tell me what to do in my bedroom, and you can't tell me that just like. And yet she was feeling more secure and happy than I'd ever seen her seem in a long time because she was creating the form that made her feel safe. Mm-hmm. So I understood that that was right for her, but it tested every part of me that wanted the script to be the way that I wanted it to be. So even to today, I mean, that happened when my, children were like 12 and 8 or something like that. Even to today, I mean, neither my son nor my daughter